Hi everyone, Mason here once again. And I thought I would start this series with something that truly kickstarted my journey, that truly changed my existence to the point where I became a new being, one void of fear, one looking to pursue with abandon and create and exceed the limitations put on us by the world around us, by our peers, by society itself. And that was my death. I know that I've minutely spoken about it. I have given glimpses and tricklings of what it is that I experienced. And simply put, I broke my neck. Out of a loving kindness act, I was working on a friend's vehicle who had just broken their back. And the vehicle fell off the ramps that it was lifted on, therefore crushing my neck, crushed my C4 vertebrae. It left me paralyzed. I died underneath the vehicle. I died once again on the way to the hospital. But the death is not really the amazing part of this story. It's what I experienced beyond death that changed my life truly, that stripped the fear from my mind and gave me the ability to move forward in life with newfound potential, newfound vigor, and a thirst for more. We all experience a thirst for more. We all desire more from our lives, whether it's capital, happiness, joy, people, relationships, fun, right? We all crave those things. However, we do not pursue them wholeheartedly only out of fear, because what if we don't gain those things after trying so hard? What if we fail? What if we give up? They're all steps in moving forward. But moving forward is the key. Now let me tell you what I experienced. Because as I sat underneath this vehicle, my scalp was removed. Red was all I could see. Darkness. I felt my heartbeat slowing. I felt the lungs exiting, or the air exiting my breath, my last bit of life. And there was no fear. In fact, it was extremely peaceful. I knew that it was my time. I knew that I was passing on, and it was complete and total acceptance. I knew I had lived a joyful life. I knew I was loved by my family, by my friends, and that everyone that I had come in contact with, I was exuding loving kindness from my heart, because I had no hatred. I had no desire to harm any other individual. And that has been my life's mission. Even up until that point, I longed for nothing more, and I accepted it, and I passed. I passed on into darkness. Now, most people, when they express their death, they see their family, they see their life flash before their eyes, everything they've ever experienced, passing in a flash. But I didn't experience that. I saw my mother, I saw my father, I saw my family, my friends, joyfully moving on, that I had moved on, knowing that I loved them, and I lived my life to the best of my abilities, that I created with diligence, that I gave myself to greater causes, and I was looking out for humanity itself with everything that I did. And I passed into darkness, complete and total darkness, void of life, void of sound, void of feeling. I could no longer speak. It was nothingness. And it was the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced. A complete and total void of thought. There was no time. There was nothing I required to do any longer. I was free for the first time in my existence. I felt true freedom, and it came to me through death, because I was now infinite. And it seemed like an eternity that I sat here in this darkness, reveling in the beauty of nothing and everything all at once. And in an instant, the light came on. The power of 1,000 suns, it penetrated through me. Loving kindness, energy, I had never experienced anything like it. And I began sprinting to this light, sprinting to it at light speed. And another eternity passed by as I approached this beautiful, evanescent, glowing light. And closer and closer I came, closer and closer I came. And finally I could see what the source was. And it was a tower. A tower. As far upward as the eye could see, as far wide as I could fathom. Infinite. It was beautiful. And so as I get closer and closer, it's glowing gold, and it's liquid. There's constant shapes moving. I can't express the different shapes. They were like nothing I've ever seen before. Kaleidoscopic. Geometric shapes everywhere, like a kaleidoscope, like looking through a kaleidoscope, but liquid gold. And so as I made it to the side of this, I began climbing the side. Forever. Forever. Lifetime after lifetime, I began climbing the side of this, not physically, but energetically climbing the side of this tower of life. And I reached the top. And it is a beautiful lion's face, the mane glowing in the wind. It had life, its nostrils flaring. And I planted myself right on its snout, right here. And as I did, the mouth opened, revealing a staircase with more light glowing from the mouth. And out of it, a being came. A being of light. It was not male, it was not female. It was pure energy. And the feeling that I received from them, was pure bliss, pure joy. And so they approached. And we're about 10 feet from each other. And I cannot see it, but I can feel the smile, just the pure happiness and joy emanating from them onto me. For me being there and knowing what I was and accepting what I am. They raise their hands up into the sky and they snap. And as they do, every entity and more that I've ever witnessed in the night sky appeared. The sun, the moon, the stars, multiple galaxies, entities I can't explain, all in an instant. And just as quickly, they compress it into a ball of energy right in front of me. And as they smile again, they plunge it into my chest, into my heart, and nothing but light. I can't see any longer. It was beautiful. Brightness, as if I was sitting inside the sun. I can't express it. And then darkness once again. But it feels more real. I can hear sounds. I can feel the wind on my skin. And my back, was it all a dream? I couldn't tell. I couldn't remember. And so I'm waiting for my eyes to adjust. The darkness is penetrating. And finally I had to start to see a glowing light. It was so powerful. It was turquoise in color. The water of life. It was, in all of its purity. And I began seeing these puddles of water. They're rippling across, you know. And so I'll see a splash. And my eyes are adjusting again and more, and I can see more and more. And I see a tree, and we're in a forest. I'm in a forest. We all are. And it's just like this with the trees surrounding me. Yet the trees were so gigantic, reaching thousands of feet tall, reaching up to the stars. And in between the trees, I saw shadows, people moving through. And for a second it startled me, but I could feel the peace. And they began surrounding me. I saw some bathing in the evanescent water. I saw some, communing with each other. And then they began circling me as if a ceremony. And I asked, I couldn't speak. Mentally, I said, what is this place? And so all of them in unison said, you, this is what you truly are. This is what the world you live in truly is. Mother Nature itself. We are all in tune, we are all connected. And as they approach even closer, I see that their skin is bark and their hair, long reeds of grass, of leaves. And their feet are grounded through roots to the ground and the trees surrounding them, yet they still move freely. It was amazing, it was beautiful. And so they share with me the knowledge of what we are as humans and where we come from and how to operate to be the best versions of ourselves through nutrition, through energy, in life. And finally they told me, they said, your time is now up. You cannot remain here. You must return to the world that you know. And I said, okay, I accept. Now knowing what I know, the change that I look to instill and create is all possible. There are no doubts. I have no doubts. But may I remain for a moment longer? And they said yes. And they strung me between two of the largest trees I've ever witnessed in all of my existence. And I was so high, suspended between these trees, I could reach out and touch the stars and the skies above as I laid in a hammock and drifted off to sleep. When I awoke, I was back in the hospital. I had sustained a broken neck, a crushed C4 vertebrae, 75% sever of the spine, and emergency anterior surgery on life support. And I could only move my eyes. And I knew it was real. I knew I had just undergone a moment in life that recreated me, which I had asked for, which I created. I asked for a story. I asked for some existential experience from the universe, from God, to create in me what I required to move forward with so much vigor and strength that no one would stand in my way, including myself. And I came back. I knew a battle was on. I knew it was a fight. The pain was so intense. Neuropathy across my body. Felt like gasoline. Someone had lit me on fire every time you even touched the hair on my skin. Could not move, but I knew I would. In fact, they took the breathing tubes out of my throat, and the first thing I asked for was a motivational video and nutrition. I also told the doctors that I would be leaving next week. I said Wednesday was my day. They told me it was impossible. They said with the injuries you sustained, you may not walk for years, let alone a week. You must be crazy. I took what they told me with a grain of salt, and I said, if Bruce Lee can overcome a separation of a spine and overcome paralysis of the legs, I can overcome this. I can overcome anything. And I will leave this hospital next Wednesday. I walked in 5 days with aid, with a walker. I learned to feed myself in 6, maybe about the same time. I learned to walk before I could feed myself. How powerful. And on the 8th day, not Wednesday, but the next Thursday, I left the hospital. 1 day short of my mission, my goal. And they were baffled. They were blown away with a lack of understanding of the power of the human mind. And that is what I look forward to instill in the minds of you watching this. That we are all powerful. We are the creator of our world. of ourselves, of our surroundings. Everything that we experience is in accordance to our choice. That is what we must know. So if you are tired, get up. If you are ready for more, take it. Create it, because it is yours for the creating. I'm not going to go on much longer. This is around 15 minutes. But it's been a powerful, powerful existence. These last 2 years of my life, after experiencing death and returning to the plane of the living, I have learned more and created more than I ever have in my life, and I wish to share that with the world. So I appreciate you if you made it this far. I appreciate you if you found something from this. Look forward to more videos. Look forward to more creation, because my visions coming forth are so powerful. I know that they will be accepted and cherished by the world for eons to come. And I look forward to creating those right alongside you, my fellow man, my fellow human beings, because all of us are one. I appreciate you. Until next time.